Here we go.
Good afternoon, YouTube. This is Man All the Way Dress Page, aka the Emperor of Female Body, talking to you live on YouTube. Well, folks, as I said again, I did a video early this morning where we talked about this going to be a busy weekend, especially when it comes to certain divisions. We have a show that's going on right now, which is the Emerald Cup in Washington, and we have some other shows. But I don't want to focus on shows that has figure and women's body and physique as much more than the other divisions. But this show is going on tomorrow in Oklahoma. And this is the Battle of the Bodies. The Better Bodies, I believe. That's the name of it. It's Battle of the Bodies. It's a brand new show. I mean, you just pop onto the list. It's an NPC national qualifier, meaning that you would win this show, you get to compete in a pro qualifier. And this show is not just Olympic qualification, but also Master Olympic qualification, meaning that is open and also 40 plus. But also other classes, age classes is we have 45, 35, and 50, which is, and many competitors just competed earlier this month. As you know, there's a few shows that had the figure division, such as the Triple O, the Puerto Rico Pro, and also there was the Tri-City Classic in Georgia. And I've seen some of these same competitors doing those shows, doing this show. First off, we have here the lovely Miss Marco Cobbs, and she just did the Puerto Rico Pro last weekend. So, and she's also doing women's 40, and she's doing 45 to 50. She's staying busy. Next up we have here is the lovely Mrs. Renee Hooks, and she did Puerto Rico, and also, she did Tri-City, not Puerto Rico. She did Tri-City a couple of weeks ago. And she's also doing 35, 40, 45, and I think she stopped at 50. So yeah, she stopped at 45. So she's not doing 45. So she's trying to shoot for possible open and Masters of qualification. Next up is a lady who I've been a guest on, as you know, Ariana Ingram. As you know, she was Ariana Kitchen, but now she got married last year. Shout out to Ariana. She was a former United States Marine veteran. And she made her return after her last competition with Chicago back in 2023. And she did Tri-City, and she's doing this show. So I wish her best of luck. Next up we have is Jen Kelsall, who's from Germany, and she just won the Puerto Rico Pro. Puerto Rico came back this year after being on hiatus for the past almost 4 years. So she's going in as a possibly the likely, contender for this title. Next up here is Dr. Adrienne Matthews. I had Dr. Matthews, the guest on my channel. She's also doing 35 and also doing 40 and 45. And can you believe the lady's 50? Wow. She's also has been Master Olympic qualification last year. So she's shooting for maybe a shot to go back to the Master O again. Next up, we have here one Mrs. Eunice O. And she's been competing for quite some time. We hadn't seen her compete maybe 3 or 4 years. So this could be her first competition after a long layoff. Next up we have here is Adela. I'm not going to miss her name. Adela O. And she was busy. This is her 4th show. I mean, she did Triple O. She did Tri-City. She did Puerto Rico. And she did also going to do this show. And I remember last year she did at least over 10 shows. So she's trying to shoot for Olympic qualification. Now, one competition we might have is Janine, who most likely is they were top 2 at the Puerto Rico Pro. So let's see how she does. Next up, we have one Mrs. Danielle Rose. Now, Miss Rose was busy. She did the Tri-City. She did also Puerto Rico. So she's coming in. She was number 3 at Puerto Rico. So we possibly see how he does. Maybe she's the top 3. She's also is doing 40 plus also. I believe she's trying to shoot for, nope, she's not doing 40 plus. I'm surprised, but I believe she is. No, she's just doing open. So, you got paid to play. Next up is one Miss Rhonda Shear, and she's doing open, and also she's doing 45, and she's doing the 50 class. Next up, we have one Miss Yalama Toledano. She's from Argentina. Shout out to my dear friend, Alicia Flario, who's also from that country. Now, she was originally in fitness, and now she's switching over to figure. So she's doing an open class, and she's only doing really the 45, and also she's doing, yeah, 45. She should go ahead and try to take a shot at the Masters 40-40. But I guess she's rather just do this class. And next we have one Miss Kelly Stolfson. If I got a name wrong, I'm gonna apologize. And she hadn't competed in quite some time. I think since 2017, maybe 2018. I can recognize the background. This is one of the shows, I believe it was the Omaha Pro. And she's doing open. Also, she's doing the 40, and she's doing 45, and she's doing the 50 class. Next up we have is Erika Torres. And Miss Torres is just doing open. And she is from Puerto Rico, and this is her second show of the year. This was also at Puerto Rico's pro debut. Also, we have a lady who's been a guest on my channel, the lovely Mrs. Tamika Tucker. Now, she got married a while back. She's a married woman now. And this is her first show of the season. She did quite a few shows last year. Also, Tamika runs her own hair and makeup company. Pretty busy lady. I think she has a great physique. Remember, she interviewed her after she won her pro card at the Nationals 2023. She was doing both figure and wellness, and earned a pro card in figure. And last we have here one Miss Leslie Waters, and Mrs. Waters is doing 45 and 50, and she's been last competed at the Emerald Cup, I believe it was last year. So I'm surprised she ain't doing this. She's doing this show instead of that one. But understandable. I think maybe we should feel like it would give it a better chance. But she's just she's mostly just doing the 45 and 50. Now, the show is happening tomorrow. As you know, Oklahoma is an hour behind us on the West. So you want to check it out. You want to see what it's about. I'll leave you a link in the description. Give a shout out to competitors who are competing there. A couple of ladies, as I said again, who have done interviews on my channel. I want to give them the best of luck. Both, Adrian and Tamika. They're both impressive women, and I hope they do well at this show. So best of luck to you ladies, and have a great show. And with me, always George Page, aka the Emperor of Female About Me Talk. Don't like, subscribe, don't subscribe. I'm out.